Y'all didn't expect this. Y'all weren't ready for this. The host with the most is back in the. I was gonna cuss, but I'm gonna be nice. I'm a good host. Okay. The host with the most is taking charge today. You heard it right here on Enlightened Idiot podcast, where we have some of the smartest, dumbest people on the face of the planet. And I love them all so dearly, right? We're going to talk about some great stuff, but my rant. Listen, when I say I sat down for a long period of time and I made sure this was well thought out, well written, going to be well delivered, going to be the most epic rant of rants ever on this show. Are y'all ready? All right. So the rant of the evening is, let's be real. Dating today isn't broken because of them. It's broken because of us. We all play a part. We glorify aesthetics over character. We choose attention instead of connections. We say we want honesty, but we punish those that are being real. Accountability isn't about blaming a gender, it's about admitting where we contribute to the chaos. Because you can't build anything real while hiding behind filters, egos, and excuses. 2026, because we're at the end of 2025, let's be honest, needs to be less finger pointing and more self reflection. Everybody wants love, not me though. But most people, but are they really truly willing to work for it? I don't know. I don't know. So
I'm willing to work for it. That was an excellent rant, Hectic. Thank you for that.
y'all thought I was gonna come in here and say
I know what you
beep
said you
beep
was
beep,
going to
y'all
say.
beep beep beep.
I thought my block button was going to be heavy this evening. You know my block
You already know
finger.
I'm. Don't block me. Block
I
all the
got
rest of them.
okay. I got
Block all
you.
the rest of
You
them.
my fave.
So yes, I made it. So what do you say, Tasha, to this?
I absolutely agree. It's not on one gender or the other. I'm not going to speak of that show that was ran last week in the man
That was
cave.
an epic show. If y'all haven't saw that, y'all need to go check that out because that was a rare form.
I blocked that show. I blocked it. So I ain't never got to see it again. So I ain't ever got to see it again. But unlike last week's show, that was fair and it was consistent. It was something that I could get jiggy with. Everybody is responsible for um, why dating is the way that it is today. Not one gender over the other. We absolutely need to take accountability for our actions. Coming from Miss Self Aware ish herself.
Yeah. All right. Look at her grinning from cheek to cheek.
Hey, well, first of all, yes, that was an excellent rant that I hope AI did not write. So it could be, you know what I
Hey,
mean? And
mind your business first and foremost.
and then first and then secondly, I appreciate the hostess with the mostest showing up this week in the sweater, the
Charlie
the
Brown.
knitted sweater.
The
Charlie,
Charlie
yeah,
Brown
and
sweater.
Charlie Brown. He matched
Listen,
the hair with the
fall
sweater,
is my
you know what
favorite
I'm saying?
season.
Oh,
I had to go
goodness.
flop the sweaters out. You know what I'm talking about?
He
So
couldn't
yeah,
wait. He couldn't wait. And, he
nah.
got the sophisticated frames on this evening. So he's
I
making
knew
sure he's,
I knew I'm not going to be like the bearded one. You know what I mean? I had to come classy.
the bearded one. So, you know what I'm saying?
This is a lot.
um,
This is a lot already.
I appreciate. I feel just like Miss Self-Aware-ish. It is not just a gender specific type of thing. Every person has to be accountable for their decisions, their reactions, their choices, how they function in life, their dreams and goals and everything like that. So I mean, but I will say, um, the fact that people want to just put it on a scapegoat, is just beyond me. Because what I want to know is everybody wants women to be accountable. They say it's women that can't be accountable, right? What does it look like when a woman is accountable? Tell me
I don't know
that.
because we never
Show
had it.
me. No. At least one in the whole wide. And I was about to cuss. We ain't cussed yet. We ain't cussed yet, and I ain't cussing yet. But I'm saying one in the whole bajillion history of world. Not one. Done took account. Even when she done got hit upside her head because she done burnt the toast. She didn't say, I'm sorry, it was my fault. You saying that? You saying not one in the whole wide world. That was a perfect
I don't
time
think that
to
was.
do
I
that.
don't even think that was. I don't know what that was. But
it was a perfect time to do it, so it's okay.
It was. You seen I timed it perfectly too. I didn't want to cut you off.
I said, don't do my friend.
It's time to go.
But it's okay. It's okay.
Don't do my friend.
It's okay.
Hey, how you doing?
How you doing? Hey, Taka.
Hey, y'all.
Hey.
Hi, y'all.
Okay. Y'all know each other? I don't know what's going on.
I don't know.
No, I'm just saying hello.
Yes.
Oh, y'all really super friendly. No, hello. Welcome.
You know why? The accountable gender is typically friendlier than the men.
I mean, she just walked in the room. I'm going to speak and say hello, right?
No, it's good. So how's y'all weeks been going? We'll start off there. I want to break the ice. We're doing stuff differently because I am the host, and I'm going to remind y'all that I'm the host. So how was y'all week though? Y'all were blessed? Did anyone send y'all a good morning text and peace God and all that? Did y'all got those? No?
I had to block someone this week. They earned it. They really, really earned it. But I had a super crazy beginning to my week. It's shaking out now, but it had me stressed down and not down and out, but I was definitely down Monday and Tuesday. But I'm back.
Way to bounce back. Way to bounce back on a Saturday.
Thank you, girl. Thank you, girl.
Foxy Freddy.
Good morning text. I get I guess so. Like, but it's pointless. It ain't going no damn where. So there's not nothing to look forward to or get the giggles or the butterflies about. It's innocuous. It's pointless. So
that sounded super depressing.
Well, that's exactly what it is. It's depressing.
That was
I should block the person, but it's like, man, whatever.
Is it a dry text? Why do you feel it's not going nowhere?
Because it won't. It's not.
Oh, okay. He ain't who you truly want. Gotcha. Miss Joanne, how about yourself?
I'm having a great week. So, no good morning text, but
she just dropped the mic on that one. Great week.
I was just gonna say, just because that doesn't mean I didn't have a great week. I don't want to say that. My week was awesome. It doesn't. My world didn't depend upon that.
Good morning. Good morning, beautiful. Good morning.
Yeah, like, okay.
I don't know why that upsets y'all so much, but
because
We're gonna dig
It's
deeper into that. Maybe not this
okay.
episode, but a episode. I will get to the bottom of why y'all hate good morning texts so much.
It's the follow up for me.
What's the
I
next
don't hate
thing you
them.
should say after?
It's usually no follow up. It's just the good morning.
Dang.
All right, all right.
Like,
Why?
are
But
you,
here's
are you
my thing.
done?
Here's my
Are you
question.
done, sir? Are you
Why are
done?
you?
I
Why
am
are you
done with this.
speaking to
Yes.
me? Why are you speaking to me every morning if we're not gonna link up and see each other or have any type of other interactions? You just gonna keep good morning, good morning, good morning. Well, what the hell?
It's
I
mess.
mean,
It's
Are you my
there should
doorman?
definitely
Are you my doorman? No,
there should
like
definitely be a follow up before that, but
Bentley.
yeah. We're gonna get into some
yes.
not depressing stuff. First
Mm.
question.
Okay.
First question. Are we letting social media shape what we value in partners more than real characters and connection?
So I can only speak for myself. Social media doesn't shape anything for me. Like it's character, it's personality, it's conversation, it is how you speak. That's what he want, flowers in the garden. We're not going to give it to him now. We're not going to give it to him. But no, social media doesn't shape anything for me.
Okay. Miss Joanne?
Yeah, social media, it didn't shape it for me, but I've been on the end of it shaping the idea for my partner. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
I've been on the other end of it. And I also see it a lot in people holding unrealistic standards to their own life and being depressed about it. So I see it in real time, and I've been a victim of someone who participated in that mindset. But I myself do not subscribe to that. Yeah, but I've had people try to hold me to the standard of an idealistic, not real woman online.
Yeah, you're not going to do that to me. Not gonna
Right.
happen.
Yeah. Right.
So,
I
Not
mean,
gonna happen.
no BBLs, lip fillers, Botox.
Not for me.
I'm just saying.
I'm
I'm just
gonna
saying.
I'm gonna have
What
I'm
was
gonna
his
have my nails
unrealistic
done.
expectation?
Oh.
What? Give me one of his unrealistic expectations.
Oh, well, one of the big ones are, that I feel like the success that people project online. So it'll be women who work and have a man, and then they have a successful business, and they're showing snippets of this, or people who just show a lot of money, and then other people will feel like, well, other people can do this. Can you do this? That
No,
so
I
yeah.
get that.
Don't do that. Don't do that to me.
mhm.
I definitely get that. Damn.
But yeah, beauty,
All
beauty,
their relationships.
beauty expectations too. But it's a lot. We
Mm.
see it a lot with different races of women who don't act like this or like that. I don't believe
Okay.
all of that is 100% accurate either. I just, so
Okay.
To Talea's point, because they don't come outside. Like they only know what's in their box. And sometimes they're not willing to come out of that box to learn something different, to do something different. You don't know what you don't know.
You
right.
just gonna throw away. Just keep throwing the word box into there. Huh? You're not just gonna say there to
Pause.
themselves.
Pause.
Freddie.
I don't think that was pause. Has social media it hasn't shaped. Like I'm just like Tasha and Joanne, not my perception. Like I'm still going for specific, characteristics, and like I don't not for me. If you are flashy, I don't even want you. You know what I mean? Like, oh
Mm.
no, you okay? Did you fall? You good? Okay.
You stupid. You
Girl, Miss Joey, that fool is crazy. That fool
Oh.
is crazy.
Why the
Black
tap dance?
Raw,
What tap
Black
dancing
Raw,
though?
Black Raw,
Who tap dancing?
Black Raw.
What I'm saying is
I did not see my comments coming across the screen last week. Block him. Block him.
but what I feel like is people think that the perception of relationships, like nobody wants to be in a monogamous relationship, where that's not really the case. There's tons of people that just like to just, be together with one person. Right. And then you also have a whole nother community out there. You know what I mean? So it's like, I think people are, because also too, people think that, okay, just because, there's poly now, that just means everybody humping on each other. And that's not really what poly is, so I think, yes, social media has, misconstrued or diluted or overrepresented some things with the dating world and relationships. But also it's about individuals and what you feeding into and what your mindset is. Like, just because social media has it out there, you ain't got to drink the Kool-Aid. You know what I mean? So
also remember too, a lot of people, they did a study. They said a majority of people's news, what we used to watch, sit in front of the TV and look at to get the news, most people now are getting their news based off of social media or off of social media platforms.
Of course.
So the whole traditional way that we used to digest information now is totally different. That landscape is totally changed. It's not the same way. So all we do, most of us late night sit on, Instagram or TikTok and just see reels.
Or YouTube watching Enlightened Idiot.
Where you get some real knowledge by me. I don't know about the rest of them, but
he got the sweater and the glasses on, so he's very educated.
Right,
I'm astute tonight.
Very demure.
I am astute tonight. What uncomfortable truth about dating do we all need to face if we actually want to be in a better relationship?
Sometimes you are the problem.
Ooh,
like
talk about
that's the hardest, for real. That's the hardest truth sometimes, because there's a lot of people out there like, I want this in a person, I want this in a mate. And like sometimes I sit and listen to my friends talk and I just be like, girl, you sound delusional, right? You sound delusional, right? Like for me, sometimes it's like, okay, like what your wants are and your behavior isn't aligned. Right. You know what I mean? So like you want this Prince Charming, this fantasy dude, or you want somebody to maybe Captain Save-A-Ho, I don't know. But then like you going on dates with people that's not up in that category. You know what I mean? Or you on Tinder doing this stuff. Right. So it's like,
what's wrong with Tinder?
No, okay. The category in Tinder most of the time is humping. I don't know. I don't do online dating. I'm so scared of anybody in the world, even in person. I'm straight. Like, leave me alone. Okay. So it's like it's not aligned with what your goals in dating are. So and then sometimes I'm like, sometimes you're a serial dater. So like you don't know how to be alone with yourself. You know what I mean? That's like true. You don't have to have somebody to cuddle with. You don't have to be codependent. And maybe that could be me because I'm very hyper independent. I don't know. But that's what I feel like. Sometimes you are the problem. And hey, sometimes it could be me. I don't, I cut people off real quick.
So how does one recognize that? Because I had someone tell me, because I left the situation, that forced them into another situation that wasn't beneficial to them. And I was like, that don't have nothing to do with me.
Right.
Well, I don't think that has anything to do with you. That sounds like scapegoating right there.
Yeah, that
I'm
wasn't
That
just
sounds
good.
saying,
like
we talking about accountability.
yeah, but that for me, and just listening to that, that sounds like scapegoating to me. And it's like when you know you're the problem, it's okay when at least more than one people I feel like have said the same thing to you. Like, hey, your
Mm.
armpits stink.
Duh.
Hey, your armpit. You know what I mean? Like something.
Everybody can't be telling the same lie.
Yeah, everybody can't be saying the same thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
okay, for instance, a chick will know if you ran dudes away if your pussy stank. Like you gonna
No, she
know.
won't.
Like
How will she know?
Because you
somebody
smell
gonna
you
tell
before
her.
anybody else smell you.
Most dudes are just happy hidden, so they're not gonna say a word. I mean, they might.
So what does that
Now,
say?
if you say,
Time out.
if
Time
you
out. She can't be accountable for her cat because y'all can't be stand up dudes and say, hey.
y'all can't handle the truth. Y'all seen the Jack
So
Nicholson,
that's
the firm?
so
Y'all can't
therefore,
handle the truth.
hold on. So therefore, we can dodge accountability because y'all said we can't handle the truth.
And
But
not
Case
okay,
give
let me
closed.
let
Over.
me
Case
let
Show's
me ask
over.
closed.
this question though.
Show's
Let me
over.
ask this.
Show's
Hold up.
over.
Let me ask this question though. So say you like, hey
Right.
babe,
Drink to that.
go down, and I want you to yum yum yum, right? And he goes and he takes a, and he's like, mm-mm, mm-mm, mm-mm. How you gonna react?
I don't know. It doesn't. It has not happened. I don't know.
Now everyone got the freshest caddy. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I get
let's
it.
be
You're gonna be
honest.
like, "Oh, what you mean? Okay, it stank. Oh my god, I am
No,
embarrassed. I don't know.
not at any time have I
You
ever
think
heard
I'm
a
gonna be
woman
mad and
so
donkey punch him like
gracefully.
it don't
So
stink, nigga? Pow! Like, what do you think
I
I'm gonna
mean,
do? Like,
I mean, there's been worse.
you better
There's been
stop
worse
talking bad
situations.
about my stank pussy. Pow!
I
Like,
mean,
what?
I'm not gonna hold y'all. If y'all didn't know, every guy does the smell test. Y'all just don't see us.
Oh, I know they do.
I
I smell
prefer
it.
that
I
you
felt it.
do. Yeah, like I prefer
I
that
feel
you
the
do.
whiff.
You feel them inhaling the.
That's how hard they inhaling me, hectic. You just don't know.
Okay, all
Shoot.
right. Nectar. That's what they're saying. That's okay.
Freddie.
Joanne.
Ah.
Something like that.
Same question.
say the
Miss
question
Joanne.
again. Because that
I
was a while
know.
ago.
I almost forgot the question too. I'm not even gonna hold you. Uh, what's the uncomfortable truth about dating? Um, if you really want to make the relationship work.
Be honest when you find out it won't. A lot of times in the very beginning, you see the mismatch. You see it, and people wanna change other people. You know, it's like somebody asking you what your red flags are, and you actually tell them as if you should, because you shouldn't. You shouldn't tell them what they need to hide from you. You need to let them show up how they are, who they are, so you can see, are we misaligned? Like, honestly, in our authenticity. You know what I mean? So when you start seeing those things and you continue on trying to get people to change different things about themselves, because usually when you get around somebody or somebody gets around you and somebody has the higher position, and it could be spiritually or whatever, that person tries to align with that person naturally. So you don't really have to have certain discussions, and you'll see it in action. But when you see somebody deliberately sitting in an opposite space than you got to be able to detach immediately.
Mm.
So, how soon should that detachment happen? Like,
Immediately.
what's the time frame? Because you can't. It's hard. Listen, some
Oh
people
no.
could wear that sheep clothing for a good 6 months.
That's a
No, when you see it, you have to be able to detach. It could be 2 years.
Oh,
It depends on what it is. When it show up, you might not know that he's gonna hate on you and your success until he got you good and good, like good and in there, maybe with a baby, maybe with some shared assets. You might not know at first. He might seem like a cheerleader. You know what I mean? But when you see these things that are counterproductive to your evolution or wellness, nip it in the bud. Whenever it shows up, day 1, day 10, year
So
2.
when you say nip it in the bud, do you say leave or do you say address
Absolutely.
it? No,
No,
like you wouldn't
can't
address
fix it. You can't fix it. And that's the thing. That's what people get caught up in, trying to fix people. And they try to, sometimes they try to fix them early, sometimes they try to fix them late. But like that's the problem. You can't fix it when somebody's standing in who they are and y'all just like it's not usually the action, it's usually like the moral compass that's driving the action.
So
and
when
so
do
we might look at this small thing. Oh no, you just spit on the old lady. I don't care why. You know, like
wow, that's crazy work.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
you might not even have knew it was explosive. You know, like anything. Like when you see it, you have to address it within yourself, and then you have to move forward.
Okay.
What was your question, Freddie?
No, I was just gonna say, like, so when do you work with a person? Like, you know what I mean? So when do you go ahead and give up on some, not give up, but like, you know, oh, this relationship is worth fighting for. You know what I mean? So when do you differentiate between that is what I mean. So like, you know, so is it when do you
are you
cut
asking
out?
are you asking
When is
if you
it
should address it?
uncompromisable, I guess? Well, she said don't address it, just cut out as soon as as you see it. She said cut out and be gone. So I'm wondering, like, is it just like the moment of a conflict or the moment of is it a big red flag or is it like a compromisable moment? So that's what I'm trying to understand and gauge. That's what that's all.
Well, when you decide that within yourself, you just got to be accountable for the outcome. Because when you see it coming and you keep on moving, you can't really blame that person when it hit the fan because you've seen it.
Yeah.
You watch that green flag turn yellow, turn red, and you want to work with them. Can't work with them. No, you got to come in ready. You got to come in, on a level already. You know what I mean? Like, you got to come in on the level. Everybody is in different places, but yeah.
I hear her. I understand what she's saying.
Tasha?
No,
because I'm not calling you that.
But that's not my name. My name is Miss Self-Aware-ish, and I would prefer.
You could refer to yourself in the third party, and you can answer this question.
For me, it would be. I think a lot of women today go into dating situations with we're going to be married, or because I want to be married, I think I can get him to be open to the possibility that every relationship you have won't end in that place, and it doesn't have to end the relationship because that's not where it's going. Like, you can gain a friend, you can gain a confidant, a companion in that, but don't be so it's marriage or nothing.
Some people are like that.
Yeah,
some
I know
people
it.
say they are dating to marry. Everything else is
I don't know
not
that.
even an
I don't know
option.
that because I don't even know who I'm going to be dating. So I'm like, I'm not going that far. I gotta see.
Shit, let me go on
how
a
do
date
y'all
first.
hold yourself?
Do that.
Listen, they be planning on the first date. Trust me. So how do y'all hold yourself accountable to this though? Like, it's easy to say words, not in a situation, right? But how do we hold ourselves accountable when these red flags in these situations? Because listen, I'll see them, but I'm also trying to be more open minded because I'll cut someone off like cancer. I don't care. I don't got time, right? But I'm trying not to be like that as I'm getting older.
Why not?
So certain things I'm letting slide because if I did it too often, I won't deal with nobody for real. Why what?
Why do you have to change? Why do you want to change that?
Oh, I ain't say change. I never said that. I never said that. I'm being more open-minded. I'm being more
I
open-minded.
think the accountability starts with not having any expectations of people other than them to be exactly who they're going to be. I think
Okay.
for women, that's where we set ourselves up at, is that we'll
Yeah.
meet somebody and then instantly we've got these expectations for who this person is going to be for us, who that person is supposed to be, how you want them to speak to you, how you want them to be. Like, just don't have no expectations. Like, go in and look around, get comfortable, maybe take your shoes off. But when you have expectations, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. And I don't want to be
No,
disappointed.
that's huge facts
That's
right there.
true. Big
Yeah.
thanks.
Why do you think each gender? I'm trying not to. If you haven't paid attention, I'm trying not to gender war this to death, right? But there's gonna be
Yeah.
moments where I'm gonna have to,
They had no problem
throw
with that shit last
a,
week. They had
I
no
didn't even
problem with
watch. I didn't even. You
child.
notice he ain't had no sweater on last week. Ain't no
What?
No,
No
sweater,
sweater.
no
hey,
stripy
I had
sweater,
some,
nothing.
I had some Air Force, some black Air Forces on last week, so I was
I
about the
bet you
bullshit.
did. I
I was
bet you
about the
did.
shit last week. So, but today I'm more
Stupid.
astute. I am, you know,
He done learned a new word. He is stupid. He is stupid
I,
motherfucker
I am,
tonight.
I am more, in my Zen mode because I am dealing with some goddesses. Um, why do you feel that we listen to social media though more than we listen to the needs and the wants of the other gender? Like, case in point, just to put in perspective, if someone says, "Hey, I don't like this," blah blah blah. I don't like how you treat me. I don't like how you handle me because of because you watched all 20,000 episodes of the Real Housewives. I don't that kind of energy. I ain't trying to deal with. Why do you think we listen to what's being portrayed more than we listen to our partners or potential partners?
I think when that happens, the other person is really attracted to the idea of what they're seeing so much that they want to cater to step into the energy of being with somebody more like that person that they're idolizing on TV. You know what I mean? So, like, even though they're staying with the person they can technically, whether emotionally, spiritually, whatever, afford to be with in the real world, they deep down inside, when they start doing stuff like that, they're really preparing themselves to be with their dream person, whether it ever happens or not, like at least in their own fantasy mind. And so they start bringing you into the fantasy.
I wonder
Well,
why you
hey,
can't be
see,
like that?
okay,
Why
so
you can't do this? Yeah.
let me say something. Ladies, take a cue from her over here. She's answering these questions. They ain't no tap dancing. They ain't no word vomit. She's
He
getting
gonna make
straight
me
to the
put my
point.
he gonna
And
make me put my middle finger up at him. He gonna make me put my middle finger up at him.
all right, Tasha, same question.
What was the question, Hectic?
Oh, why are we so inclined to listen to the images of the social media and stuff like that versus the wants and the needs of the potential partner
Because
or
nobody
other
thinks for
gender?
themselves. Nobody thinks for themselves. Like, social media has all the answers. So it's easy for me to go read a meme about what love is supposed to look like or what dating is supposed to look like. And that's going to be my idea. And that's how I'm going to go into every situation because social media said I should. Like, be an independent thinker, know what you need for you, and move in that space. Like, social media, man, too much weight, way too much weight. And people out here living real lives. Like, I know you in person. I know that's not who you are. It's so much easier to be you. I like me. I'm gonna be me in every situation.
Foxy Freddy.
Oh, I don't know how to answer questions. I just know how to tap dance.
Oh, okay. See, that was a direct Well, you
Yeah,
ain't answered my question, but
I answered.
you answered
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I answered something. I don't know how to answer
you answered
questions.
you answered something.
Mm, mm, mm.
I there's a young lady that I know, and I swear every ounce of who she is like copy and paste from social media. Like her move, her
Doesn't that get
mentality,
sickening? Isn't that like? Isn't that just
like
like
but I'm
it's?
looking at her because there's a huge age gap. So I'm like, when you try not to come off like the old head, but you be like, baby girl, when you reach a certain age, all
Baby
that stuff that you
girl.
talking about is not even going to be remotely important.
I mean, I don't know. Everything in this world is copy paste, copy paste. If you look at it,
True,
and
true.
it's I think people rely on trends so much. Yup, dancing fucking queen, and I will dance all night. I
That
think
butterfly, the Tootsie Roll,
all
whatever.
of it, all of it. I ain't going to answer another question for the rest of the night. I'm sorry. Let me
But
shut
no,
up.
Freddie, you did make a. It's one thing because there's nothing that's new under the sun, right? Everything's been done over and over and over again. You're not
It's just
reinventing the wheel. It's just a different style. But it's
yeah,
like you with your comedy, right? Like you might tell similar jokes to what someone else is told, but you're adding your own flavor to it, making it your own.
right.
You know,
I got my own
um,
stories.
correct. You have your own life experiences. You have your own everything. There's only one Freddie.
My own answers to my own questions that I'll be tap dancing to.
There's
Clock
only
it.
one Freddie. So, but to see someone be like, case in point, same young lady doesn't like Jay-Z, but when you ask her why you don't like Jay-Z, she's like, he's a horrible person. I'm like, how
She
do you
can't
know?
tell you why. She can't tell you why. She can't give you facts. She can't. She just know that a whole group of people told her she don't like Jay-Z, so she don't like Jay-Z.
Facts.
Mm.
And
She
she's a
can't tell you like
arm.
I don't like him because I feel like he took somebody's whole style. He all of that other stuff and everything.
No, she can't. She can't.
Can't tell you all of that.
Even if you played a Jay-Z song, she couldn't tell you that was a Jay-Z song.
Yeah, that's
But he's a
wild to me.
horrible person.
He's just horrible. It's just mean. I don't know.
I
But
just
but
I think it's all superficial. It's just they're happy to be a part of a group and belong to something, to be a part of a trend, and really most of the time most people are so excited to be opposition to somebody else. There's always a group of something. I like oranges, I like apples. Oranges is the best. Apples is the best. Like it's always that. Like the whole world is subjective and all we do is sit around and fucking argue about it all damn day. So
no, and you're right. It's. But how can
I
you
ain't
be
mean to
part of a?
answer no questions. Let me shut the fuck up.
But you answered it so beautifully and elegantly. Like it was like
Now he wants to be your
poetry out of
friend.
your
Now he
mouth.
wants to be your friend, Foxy Freddy.
Oh
He wants to be your
Lord.
friend.
Right.
Oh my goodness. But how can you be part of something of a group that doesn't even know you exist? That's the crazy
Mm.
part.
It doesn't matter. They exist in your head. Whatever you believe is
That's what
what it
you
is.
do. That's it. That's
That's
it.
all it is. You set the world up in your head. You set the mindset. You set your
Mhm.
parameters. You set your boundaries. You set your whole reality. You heard somebody like Tasha said, somebody on Facebook, like, I know you in real life, and I know you not doing this. So you set up a whole reality. Like I've heard people talk about how abundantly their pantry is stocked, and I'm like, well, yeah, bitch, you got food stamps. It
I
will,
mean, my shit would be stopped
What a food stamp
too.
section 8. They live in
you
the
know
they
what I
live in the good
mean?
life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
they
you
live in the
like,
good life.
it's all about perceptions on social media. And no matter what we do, the perception is everything is beautiful and grand and great. And if it ain't, it's a GoFundMe. You know what I mean? Like
Mm.
Have y'all seen these people that will literally rent out, because y'all know y'all can rent out the planes and stuff like that, like you're flying private and all that. Like they go through such levels to make everyone else think they're like living this lifestyle. And it's like, just invest and you can actually do that in real life.
Well,
Or just be you and get on goddamn JetBlue and get to where you going.
Damn, not
I mean,
JetBlue.
well, people,
I'm
it's a
saying.
marketing tactic. So our money and dollars get held up in something that we can never hold and attain ourselves, which is wealth, right? So it's like, you know, why do you even want to be on the jet plane? Why? Because they said that's what you want to do,
Right.
right? They said that's what you want to do. So go ahead and be on a jet and stun out, but you ain't going nowhere on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's wild to me the way people just perpetuate their delusions.
No,
It's
no
crazy.
facts.
People crazy.
I feel like social media is TV, is like the new TV.
Oh yeah.
And so like people always looked to the media for role models a lot of times. It just used to be we was like more on one accord of what the role model would be, because we were kind of restricted with limitations and what was going to be presented to us. So now everybody gets to be the leading character in their show.
Yes,
I
exactly.
personally think it's great. Like, but because I'm not really personally concerned about the dangers of persuasion. But
Yeah.
I think it's pretty cool that people get to rent the jet to at least put themselves in the image of what they want to do. Just because I don't want it, I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing. But
what if they rented that jet but come home to eviction notice on their door?
right, but that's their TV show. And I feel like we are getting it mixed up. Like, even like when right now, like even the realest conversation, we know we're being recorded. So we still bringing our best selves to it. Once you turn the camera on, we even if you're not acting, you're still aware that you're being recorded. You know what I mean? And so it's everybody's personal show, and they get the wild out. Like you get to show your best foot to the world. I don't know. Like I don't do it, but I don't. It doesn't make me cringe either. But I do see where some people are being led astray. But these are the same people that get turned out by a rap video too, though. So it's deeper than the source. It's more like an internal makeup.
And so
Well, it's
that's why
almost like
I say know who you are
Right.
before you
Right.
step into this world. Like you'll be uncomfortable
Right.
otherwise. You'll be
Right.
so uncomfortable.
well, since you brought that up, let's talk about it. When a lot of these mass situations, that's what I'll call it, mass situations started happening, when it's on the other side of the fence, it's the music, it's the video games, it's the shows, it's
Right.
all these other elements is what's driving these people to do that, right? But when we come to our own neighborhood, right, it's instantly they're a thug. You go and find the oldest, dustiest mugshot from just a simple booking, because anyone could get arrested, mind you, right? You don't have to commit any crime to get arrested, technically, right? But they go find the oldest mugshot, the oldest whatever, and paint this picture and say, this thug, this degenerate, this undesirable. And you will literally have people watching these screens, and all they're basing their information on is off of who's telling them the information and how the images are being shown. Right? Because how many times have we seen someone do something, a heinous crime, and they're like, oh, they came from a conventional family. They had both parents in the home. They went to Ivy League school. They will paint that image like there's no way possible that this person committed this crime. So it's innocent until proven innocent or until proven guilty. But on our side, guilty.
That nigga did it. That nigga did it.
So what do y'all talk to that?
There has always been an unfair, unbalanced gauge in how brown people are reported on versus the other people. Oh, I did good. I am so proud of myself. Way to go, Tasha. There has always been a disparity in how we are reported on. I will never forget. It was a draft night, and it was probably 8 or 9 years ago. And the commentator who was giving us the backstory on the player that was getting ready to be drafted, out of nowhere, yeah, because his mom was on crack. Do y'all remember that? I wish I could remember the player.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because his mom was on crack, and well, what do that have to do with his football skills and ability, and the fact that he getting ready to take the stage this evening? I guess it's easier for them, and this is my answer. I guess it's easier for them if we are the bad guy, if we are the thugs, and the most dangerous place in America is inside of a white person's mind. For us.
Yeah,
for us is in their mind. So whatever they imagine, think, was told, stories from generation down to generation, I guess it's just easier for us to be the villains. But when it's Joey or little Chet,
why they gotta be Joey and little Chet?
Who else would they be? You want Hunter and Carson. Let's call them Hunter and Carson. Hunter and Carson always got a story. They always got a story.
Freddie?
Well, I mean, it's just it is what it is. I hate to say it like that, but like it's easier, like you said, to paint us as the villain each and every time, because there's no future for us. You know what I mean? So we're disposable. You know what I mean? So if Carson and Hunter committed that crime, their generational wealth will have a stain on it. Their generational wealth will stop at some point in time, or their family will have some type of shame. But as far as, the Black person, this is what they do anyway. Their name and their lives are disposable. So it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So I think that's also plays into hand, but that also plays into what Tasha said. Like, we got to be the villain. We are disposable because it's easier for us to be the scapegoat. It just is. We're easily painted the criminal because why wouldn't we be? We're poor, so why wouldn't we steal? We're vicious savages, so why wouldn't we kill and rape and maim? Like, that couldn't be a white person. No way. They're upstanding. They have generational wealth. They're civilized, right? So that's not the image that is, for them. That's all. It's marketing, American marketing.
No, 100%.
Colonial. I'm sorry, European colonial marketing, not just American.
Man, Joanne.
I think that propaganda does exist even in the social media world, because I do think that a lot of people think that it really is a free form platform where, but it is controlled also. What the algorithms, what can be or cannot be displayed to how, but also I think that is our responsibility to change how we see ourselves. Because I don't necessarily subscribe to a lot of the narrative now,
Right.
because I understand what we're in, and so it's not specific to any arena how we're put, but like so it's not specific to social media. There's a bigger social injustice at play when we start talking about how it's being propagated and packaged back to us. But ultimately, we have to change that for ourselves. We have to be responsible of how we see ourselves. And I know it's a big task. It's a huge thing. And it really does start on an individual level in your own house, how you teach your children, your ideals of beauty. Like, we can't say, that they're lying if at the same time women in the house are talking about these same men are no good or they're trash too. We have to be able to stand on it and combat it on a personal level in all our personal spaces, so that that narrative does not come out of that realm into our real lives. So we just have to be really more intentional about driving the
I was about to
opposite
say.
message for ourselves.
So basically, stand on what you believe in and
And
actually live
promote
it
it and promote it
promote
like
it.
that,
And that's
like
what I'm
it's
saying.
something countering it.
Right.
I absolutely agree with Joanne's position. It's a whole other show though. Like that would be a whole other
Right.
conversation. Um, but we
But
gonna
this
get
is accountability. And
yeah,
when we
yeah, I
start
like
looking
that.
at
No, I
part of
mean, and
accountability is not just your own action, is also how do you react or how do you counter other people's action. You have to still take responsibility of things that you can't control when it comes
Right.
to your step.
Things that you can't control.
Right.
That's gonna be a great conversation tonight.
Because you can
Yeah.
control yourself and your mindset, and
Yeah.
that will reflect how you see the world.
Exactly.
on that accountability note, we're going to go into our first segment.
Oh God,
I'm happy
is it
with this one.
you? Is it you or is it me? Or
I
is it
don't know.
Freddie?
Oh, my bad. That shit just kept on going.
I know. Hey y'all, welcome to Signs and Shenanigans, where the stars spill more tea than your group chat ever could. This week we're talking about the most slippery word in modern relationships, accountability. Everybody swears they want it, but the second it knocks on their door, suddenly it's let's change the subject. So before you start diagnosing your ex or your situationship, maybe, just maybe, take a look at your own reflection. The stars have been watching, and baby, they got notes. Let's see who's owning their truth and who's still running PR for their ego. Aries the Ram. You'll start the week convinced you're the only one who tells it like it is. But baby, keeping it real isn't the same as being right. Maybe it's not that everyone can't handle your truth. Maybe you just can't handle being wrong. Taurus the Bull, you're steady, reliable, and allergic to blame. You'll argue a point in the ground just to avoid saying, my bad. This week, the universe dares you to admit one thing that was actually your fault. Don't worry, you won't crumble, probably. Gemini the Twin, you've got a PhD in perspective switching, but accountability doesn't count if you narrate your mess like a podcast episode. What I learned was no, what you did was, and sit with that. Cancer the Crab, you'll cry before you say sorry. And honestly, it's working too often. Someone's tired of your emotional detours. You might want to try a new trick, taking accountability without a tissue. Leo the Lion, You love to lead, but when things go left, suddenly the team didn't follow your vision.
Yeah.
Be for real. The spotlight's yours, even when it's shining on your mistakes. Step up and own it, star. Virgo, you think accountability means finding who else dropped the ball first. But this week, you'll have to face the fact that your constructive criticism might actually be a control issue in a cardigan. Libra, the scale, you'll balance a lie and a half truth like it's an Olympic sport. You hate conflict so much. You hate conflict so much, you'll rewrite history just to keep the peace. Here's the catch: accountability is the only real harmony. Scorpio, you'll admit to the action, but not the intention. Yeah, I did that, but you made me. Baby, that's not accountability. That's a PR spin. The stars are tired. Own your villain era gracefully. Sagittarius, you say you believe in growth, but when someone checks you, they're just too sensitive. Accountability isn't oppression, it's evolution. You can still be free and responsible. Capricorn, you're the project manager of denial. You'll schedule a whole PowerPoint on what went wrong before admitting your part. This week, skip the Excel sheet and say the words, I messed up. Aquarius, you call it self awareness, but it's really detachment. You analyze your behavior like it's a case study instead of a consequence. The universe says, stop observing accountability and start doing it. And Pisces, little bitty fishies, last but not leashies, you'll confess, but only after you've written a poem, taken a bath, and posted a vague story about healing. Accountability shouldn't need a soft filter. Just say you were wrong and keep it cute. Child, if your sign got dragged this evening, don't take it personal. Take it productive. Accountability isn't about blame, it's about growth. And some of y'all got spiritual stretch marks forming. Remember, remember, healing isn't cute every day, but neither is repeating the same mistake and calling it self awareness. Until next week, keep your vibe protected, your edges lead, and your screenshots organized. See y'all.
Yeah.
Y'all, can I tell a story real fast? So I can remember being a kid, right? And I would not say sorry. Like that shit just wasn't. I don't know if it wasn't in my vocabulary.
Things
The
change.
choices, shut up. The choices would be say sorry. The choices would be say sorry or take your ass to bed. Guess where I was going? I was going to
Big.
bed. If I had to do that shit every night for a week, I wasn't saying sorry. I want to say that I just started apologizing. Oh, y'all not gonna judge me, are y'all? Is this a judgment-free
Oh,
zone?
No,
I've already started.
Is this a
I'm not
judgment-free
gonna judge
zone?
you until you said, whew. Like that was very exhausting for you to even think about apologizing, period. And you just started. And your kids is grown. You just started, and it's
Just started.
exhausting, girl.
It's I wore out. You know, and now it's like I apologize for everything, and I don't like that space either. I
Yeah.
don't know if I'm paying it forward because I didn't do it so much in my youth. But yeah, I just started apologizing and like meaningful apologies. Like I would be like, I'm sorry, my bad, raw. Somebody block him, get him out of here.
Not raw. Not
So
blocking.
this
What you mean?
Block
so
him.
so this comment here, I'm gonna talk on this one. Um
We
the
haven't
we
heard
are all
anything
so
about
off
account.
topic.
Okay.
I definitely feel in order for us to talk about accountability, regardless of gender or people, we have to have also a healthy conversation. Um, you
Yeah, I don't.
can't ask someone to be held accountable if they don't know what they're being held accountable for or how to be held accountable. I
And
feel
it
like these conversations are good ones, especially since I'm the only penis in the room, to be able to
with
have
the
these
sweater,
dialogue.
with the sophisticated, studious
Hey,
sweater.
that came from like Nordstrom.
uh,
That's a Nordstrom
I
sweater.
I feel like these conversations are needed, so we could be able to then be able to point out, hey, you need to be held accountable here. This, you know what I mean? Because I got story for days where I ain't hold myself accountable for shit, and I kept it moving.
So
But now that I'm more mature,
what I'm interested in, when they said I haven't heard anybody be accountable for anything, what I'm interested in again, what does the accountability episode look like? Does it mean like you're just starting to say women should be doing this? Like I've seen accountability episodes, you know,
That shit last
and
week.
yeah, it's
well,
like I'm not watching that, but I'm just
well,
like,
well,
what
with
does
this,
that?
I made it specific when I got the questions. I like I said, I didn't want to gender roll it too much, right? There is going to be specific questions that I'm gonna ask y'all based on
The
y'all
audience they want
lives,
to bash women into the ground
but yeah,
sometimes.
I ain't want to do that. I want to have healthy dialogue, right?
Right.
Let's have healthy dialogue so we could move past this lack of accountability in some people and see what
And
that looks
some
like in
people,
others.
I'm not gonna claim no set. I'm not gonna claim no set show. I'm gonna do the best that I can every time. Now there are
Yeah.
certain situations that I can stand in and be like, girl, you are dead wrong. And you have to change or you have to pivot the
What happens when that
situation.
happens to you? Like what
What
is
clicks?
your yeah? Because
So
some people don't click. Some people
so
think
I'll
that
tell
being
you
a shitty
why.
person is that's normal to them, and they don't need to be held accountable for anything of their shittiness. You see what I'm
So
saying? Some people can't tell.
for me, it's if I can recognize that I've hurt somebody's feelings and
Mm.
it wasn't my intention. Um, and it don't matter the arena, whether we're in a friendship or a romantic relationship. If if I can see that I've hurt your feelings, like I've got to pivot and do something differently. I got to say to myself, like, damn, even though you may not have intended it to come across that way, it did. And then you got to take ownership of this shit and try to steer the ship because you don't want to leave a bad taste in this person's mouth. You love this person, you care for this person, so you do whatever you got to do to make it right, and not in like a manipulative fashion because I know
Yeah.
there's gonna be something on the other side for me. You a 10, I'm a 10, but my attitude sometimes ain't fine, y'all.
So
I can say it.
No,
I mean,
I literally a couple days
you're
ago. I'm sorry,
human.
Freddie.
No,
I
I was
had a
just gonna
couple days
say
ago
right
when
now.
I played a prank on someone. It wasn't a nice prank, and they told me they said, "Hey, that wasn't nice," and they went through the list and was like blah 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 blah, and reading how they felt about it. I'd be the bigger person and be like, you know what? Hey, it was in poor taste. I'm sorry. And I don't say sorry. I normally it's my bad. Uh whoops. Well, you know what I mean? But this time I
Help.
was this time I was like, I'm sorry. It was in poor taste. But I had to hold myself accountable because I knew going into the joke or the prank or whatever. I don't know.
You
I was
already
bored
knew
that
you done
night.
fucked
I
up. You
I,
already
I knew
knew.
it was
You knew
when
you
I
fucked
sent
up.
send. I knew it was a fucked up text. I knew it. I knew it before I sent it. I was
See?
like, "Ooh,
See?
this one's going to get him." You know what I mean? I knew it. So,
He gets
so
on my
when
nerve.
so when it happened and they said what they said, I was like, when you be like, did I take it too far? And I was like, damn, I did. My
Yeah.
bad. Hey, I'm sorry. You know what I mean? I had to say I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And then I was like, yo, hey, you better accept my apology. You know what I mean? Like,
And you gonna be a bully. You're gonna be a bully about
You
your
gonna be a bully.
apology. Jesus. So Raw is asking a good question, and not often, but I'm gonna
oh
take
damn,
this
you
one.
gave him one. Okay.
Raw is asking a good question, and he's asking ladies, what does accountability look
Oh,
like to y'all
it
for
looks
women?
like me. It
Asking
looks like real quick. It looks like me putting on my tap shoes and tap dancing
Oh
everywhere.
God.
Tappa, 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 shuffle, shuffle left, shuffle, shuffle right,
You
shuffle,
gonna be
shuffle.
Sambo this whole show?
Joanne, let me hear you. Let me
I
hear you,
feel
Joanne.
I feel like accountability is being who you are supposed to be, right? It's not And whenever you deviate from that, correcting that, you know, if like, because it's not always going to require an apology. Sometimes it might be
Just correction.
require an adjustment in something how you do things to show up how you're supposed to. It's less about what you say and more about being who you're supposed to be. You know, so and also yeah, so that's how I feel like. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna be honest and tell her I cheated. I'm in a monogamous relationship. I don't cheat. So I don't have to apologize for cheating. I'm holding this myself accountable to being her man. So I'm not going to cheat. So I don't have to apologize, because apologizing is not accountability. Not
Oh,
cheating and walking how you're supposed to
Hold
walk
up.
and being the man you
Say that
said
again.
you're going to be, being the man you pretending to show up to be, but you have to be there all the time. That's being accountable. That's what it looks like, being a stand-up guy, because that's who you presented. That's what you brought to the table. That's what's in the contract. So be that, so you don't have to apologize.
Oh, this is a good
another
question.
good question.
Who
Yeah.
wants to take this one?
What about the woman who always has a problem with the men that they choose? It's always them
Again,
and not her.
them is not healed to me. Those are
Them
not
is not
healed
healed. That's
women.
crazy how you about to
Well,
start that
no,
sentence.
no, but like for real, they're not healed. Those are the people that you sometimes, girl, you are the problem. You're expecting too much out of him too soon, or you're expecting this. Some people want this, like, 7-figure CEO, Harvard graduate. You ain't even got your GED yourself.
Mm.
Come on.
Mm.
Like, come on, like, you can't really fully. It happened maybe for your homegirl somewhere online. You seen it. I don't know, but this fantasy world. And I'm not trying to say you can't have that, but what I'm saying is there's no, y'all's walks of lives don't connect. And then sometimes the dudes you do pick, you say like, okay, I want this and this and this, but you still pick the person that's opposite of what was on your list. And it could be because you're bored. It could be because, you horny. It could be because you're just lonely. Whatever the reason, I don't know why you're picking them, but you got to look at yourself and be self-aware of what you're doing. And maybe that may be shadow work. I don't know, but it's always, it's the dudes that have a problem. But like Joanne said before, you saw the red flags, you just chose to ignore them and keep it going. So
I'm gonna try to
there's that
answer.
accountability there.
I'm gonna try to
That's
answer.
just my opinion.
I'm gonna try to answer Raw's question and Talia's question. Raw's question specifically was, how are we accountable to, as a woman, to other
Put it back up
women?
there.
How does
To
it look like to us? What does accountability look like to women? He just
so
gave me my question right back to me.
so
Right.
for me, as a woman, and being a reflection to other women, younger women, in some situations, possibly, like Joanne said, I just want to show up as who I am. And maybe you'll see something that you can take away from me to use in your life. And I'm not talking about grown women, I'm talking about impressionable minds that are still growing into their womanhood. As for me and my peers, my girlfriends, like, if you said you're gonna do it, you got to do it. And if you don't do it, it's not going to be like a call out situation. It's going to be like, hey, friend, you said you still want to do it. Like, it ain't no pressure here, but I do want to keep you, make you mindful of, this is what you said. This ain't what you doing. I can't chastise
Yeah.
anybody. You know what I mean? I can't correct other people's behavior. But if I'm talking to my friends and you say you were going to do it, you got to do it. You got to do it. And if I said I was going to do it, I got to do it. Or you have that same opportunity to say to me, hey, Tosh, or Miss Self-Aware-ish, hey, Miss Self-Aware-ish,
Yeah.
you got to do it. To Leia's question, and hers was, about women, men, and what was her question? Can you
I
find that?
was.
I got you.
It was.
Thank you.
Oh,
Who always has a problem
why
with the
they
men that
choose?
they choose. Um, so around these parts, and I think Freddie and I do it the most, it's a difference between girls and women. Girls gonna do what girls do, and women gonna move how women move. So in that
I'm not
case,
gonna hold y'all. I hate when y'all say that.
I know you do. I know you do. But did you see Miss Joanne felt it? Freddie knows it.
Y'all can feel
It's
whatever y'all want
definitely,
to feel.
it's
It still doesn't
absolutely,
mean that I don't hate it.
it's absolutely a thing. Is all I'm saying. It's absolutely a thing, and we move differently.
I
Like,
feel that's not being held accountable. I feel when people use that, that's not accountability.
Why we both
You know what I
turn our
mean?
heads the same way, Tasha? Like, what?
because it's hectic, man. Because it's hectic. Yeah, like it's a different in the caliber of women who can.
Just say caliber of women is different. I could accept that versus this is what
I
a
mean, it's
real
just
woman is
like
versus not it.
when men say boys and men, like, oh, y'all been
We
dating boys, y'all been
well
saying
well
boys. That's the
well
difference
this
between
one
niggas and men. Yeah.
this one tries not to
Say
say
that.
that. I just say you dealing with lames versus dealing with a actual man. That's what I say.
Okay, same.
That's the
I
same
feel like that's the
No, no,
thing.
no, no, no,
same
no, no.
difference, same
Cool.
difference.
Go ahead, Tasha. My bad. Miss Self-Aware ish.
Hey, thank you for calling me by my name, Hectic. I really appreciate you. Um, no, that was it for me. Like, it's a different caliber of woman who would
Can I
stand
answer
in a
Raw's
situation that
question now?
they created and blame somebody else. Period.
I'm gonna answer Raw's. What does accountability look like to in women? Like, what does it? Because I didn't answer that one. I mean, just like they said, it looks like showing up for yourself, being a person of your word. It's like it's my balls and my word. You know what I mean? Like,
That's all I
if I'm gonna
have.
say what I'm gonna do, that's all I got. It's also like not causing, not overreacting to molehills, not making mountains out of molehills, not overreacting to situations that don't need need the reactions. You know what I mean? Like being a drama queen. If that's what some men out here define accountability, or I take care of myself, so I'm not looking for anybody to, like the daycare, go on our first date. I'm not expecting somebody to take care of my bills on the first
What are we
date. We're just
talking
having
about?
coffee. You know what I mean? Like that's accountability. Is I'm an end. I don't know. I'm not going to say I don't know what it looks like, but what I'm saying is I don't understand who doesn't see what accountability looks like. And then when everybody's complaining about accountability, I want to know this: where are you guys meeting and dating and sticking to these women? Where are you guys doing this? It's not like,
They don't never want to
they
answer that.
became, yeah, like it's not like they became this person as soon as you like had a baby or as soon as you finally fell in love. They were this person this whole time. You just didn't look at the red flags, or you fed into it until finally somebody else said, hey bro, you doing too much. And then that's when, some
I
guys,
like this one
say
better.
stuff.
I like this one better. But no,
Ah,
Freddie, that was a good explanation. With that, we're gonna take our little commercial break.
Of
And then
course.
we're gonna. I mean, that's the best way to segue off of this. I don't know how else to
Yeah.
and
segue
I
off
want
of
Miss
this.
Joanne in here. I need to hear her position. So after the commercial break, Miss Joanne,
Okay.
I am the host.
I said
Oh.
what I said.
Watch what happens.
Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Chill, 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 chill. Hold on. You know what time it is, man. Come on now. All on the table.
The
Dang, that was
host.
quick.
The host.
I
The
didn't
host.
name these. I didn't name these. I didn't name these. I don't.
The host.
Oh my!
The
The
host.
host. It
I
was
didn't
two
name them.
seconds. It was
The
2 seconds
host.
long.
That wasn't it. That was the
That
intro.
wasn't it.
Oh,
because
okay.
because the person who named these didn't
Raw.
name them
Raw.
with the mindset that other people might be doing this
Raw.
when they're not
He
here.
never does.
So
He never does.
Yeah, y'all didn't include us in that text message, huh? He didn't include you in that one either, Hectic, huh? We forget we have discussions. We forget to include y'all. My bad. He forgot to include you in the title
Jesus.
of the file. Haha.
You
Tap
want me
dance
to do the
around that.
commercial? You want me to do the
I'm
commercial?
not. I'm just gonna keep the show rolling.
There we
See,
go.
I'm like QB1. I'm
Oh,
able
let
to
me give you
move
a
and
commercial. This episode was brought to you by Freddie's tap dancing ass.
that's
Ha
not an
ha ha,
intro, my
Matako
guy.
Matako. Oh,
Says
well, I
corn.
said
Like, come on,
We're
my
not
guy. Like,
arguing with Raw in the
anyways,
comments. We're not
that was a
arguing with Raw.
commercial. That was a commercial.
Tom is supposed to. Anyway, go ahead, Matako. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it's a commercial. It's Freddie tap dancing over all of these questions because I don't know how to answer no questions. So this episode was brought to you by Freddie Matako dancing. Attack, attack, attacker, a tipper, shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. There you
That's the
go.
best commercial that
You
I've
gotta
ever
you
Make
gotta
sure
do the
you make sure
Sambo.
you
You gotta
drink.
do the Sambo thing too.
Make sure you drink your Ovaltine.
Yeah.
Make sure you drink
Um,
your Ovaltine.
are men and women both expecting more than they are willing to give emotionally, financially, and mentally?
Yes.
See what just happened there, Tasha?
Did you see me point my finger?
Joanne, go
That-
ahead and answer that one.
Everybody's expectations is up here. You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants their mate to be open emotionally, wallet open, you know what I'm saying, life open, and they just expect to still do whatever they want to do possibly and not change or not, you know. Everybody wants a Captain Save a hoe, man. Just everybody wants to be saved. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Joanne. She won. You go ahead. I'm just bullshitting right now. So go
And
ahead.
feel free,
Patience.
Joanne, to backtrack to those other two questions. I'd really like to
Okay,
hear
I
your
was
take.
going to
yes,
say
that
something
too.
about the women who always complain.
Yes.
It's something to that because I feel like I'm sorry for going back to that, but yes, thank you.
It's
I
okay. You
think,
get a pass because you're a guest. You're a
thank
guest
you.
in this, so you're okay. But these other ones,
Oh, yo, I feel like people are missing the lesson that they're supposed to get in an exchange with another person. And so they're constantly meeting that same lesson in a different person. And because they are not looking at how they have to evolve either to graduate beyond that type or figure out the thing inside them that they hadn't worked out, that they're even attracted to that lesson that they will not give up. Even spiritually, you keep magnetically pulling that man, that same beast, different man, because it's something she didn't develop in herself yet, and she's still seeking it. And maybe a gentler man could give her that lesson. But she's
Dang.
not wrong. She's not wrong. It's just she hasn't grown yet. So
Message. Y'all hear that message?
I knew I was going to like it. I knew I was going to like it.
that's cool. So about the giving financially,
the
spiritually, and
second, now
mentally.
that's another thing. So
Hmm.
this is the thing. One, when we get with men, like we are not socially groomed to deal with each other properly. I don't think that men and women are even in the same developmental stage at any given time if we're the same age. So, like, when we start, like, when we're 15, it ain't no 15-year-old boy on our level, to be clear. When we're 20, it's not going to be a 20-year-old man really on our level, but we're not really taught to go outside of these age ranges, even though not even neurologically are we even equal, or on the same level, developmental stage. And so as we get older, we start wanting different things. Like right now, I'm in my 40s. I'm 46, right? So a lot of people my age, almost all of them, are getting divorced. They've been together 20 years, right? Because what happens is now he gets to we are where we are, right? I'm 46. I done built myself up, but I'm out the box because 15-year-old girls, we already here. And so you come into motherhood, we're developing ourselves. You know, and when you get to a certain level, you look around and you say, you know, I deserve this thing that's going to be a counterpart to match my efforts, right? And you may or may not get that. You may or may not get that. You may not have your partner up to speed or whatever it is, and you're not unrealistic. And so you have these high expectations because that's how you feel about yourself. You know what you've been working on, but you still need somebody to come with that energy that actually deserves what you got to give. So you still want more because you know what you got in you to give. But when that thing don't show up worthy of what you got to give, you have to decide, am I going to just be lonely? Because they are, right? You know, am I going to be lonely or these different things? You know what I mean? And so that's a huge thing that's happening. And it's not that we want more than we can give. Sometimes what we need to bring the best out of us or to deserves what we got to give ain't present.
Whose fault is that?
It's not a fault. And a part of
Okay.
accountability is not always trying to blame somebody. Just
Thank
accept
you.
things for what they are so that you can
Thank you.
move yourself how you need to get what you want. And maybe it's a different space. Maybe it's different people. Maybe you do have to work on yourself more. Maybe you have to get different connections so you're around people that are more like you or value you more or you value more. Yeah. But it's not a fault. It's just something that you gotta do.
I mean,
They always
When
looking
I
for the
get
fault.
I
They
get
always
the
looking for
word
the
is
fault.
not necessarily looking for the fault. We just genetically our verbiage towards certain things are just different, right?
Right.
So when I say fault, not necessarily fault, but if you went through 10 dudes and all 10 dudes are just carbon copies of one another, and then you're sitting up here blaming all men ain't shit or throwing that
When you're
label that all
saying
men ain't shit.
And I
you're
didn't hear her
saying
say
the
that.
variable,
I'm
the
I
constant
didn't
is the
say she said
same.
that. See, it's called listen, I didn't say she said that. I am saying this person, this imaginary person who had 10 carbon copies of the same man is saying after the 10th dude, all men ain't shit. So, not necessarily her fault, but how is she going to be held accountable for her action? Because when I literally said this earlier,
Yeah.
when I was in second grade, my teacher told me there's a consequence to everything you do, whether it's good or bad. And that's what I think like a lot of people are lacking is that consequence or hey, this action 2 plus 2 gonna equal 4. Some people want 2 plus 2 to equal 10.
Right.
And that's just not reality.
So I don't think it's fair for her to go through 10 carbon copies and then categorize or generalize that all men ain't shit. It's the 10 men that she chose, but I think it goes back to what Joanne was saying about growth. Like if she is in this season, in this cycle, and she is choosing the same man over and over again, she hasn't grown. She absolutely has to take accountability for how those relationships have played out for her, the good, the bad, and the indifferent, how they played out for her if she wants something different. But you can't make her want something different.
Right.
Oh, I ain't a dummy.
I'm just saying, like, to say where's her accountability, she may like,
She gotta find it.
and
But
if
that's
she
what I'm
don't,
saying.
she'll do something different.
So my
Oh,
thing is
also,
it's not necessarily the accountability, right? It's part of it, but the biggest picture is you went through 10 dudes
Let
and
me
now in your
I want to
mind all dudes ain't shit.
I want to say something about that. Because I challenged one of my girlfriends to that because I don't have that narrative. I don't even subscribe to these type of things.
Right.
But and my girlfriend was saying, oh, every time I go out, I just see all these sad single moms. And I said, why are you calling them single moms? Because they're out with the kids. I said, well, what if he's just working, right? She's
No
like, well,
fact.
everybody I know got it. So I said, let me challenge you to something. I want to challenge you for 30 days to positively affirm men in the morning. I said, when you wake up in the morning, you say to yourself, right? Oh, I can't wait to get out in the world to see all these great men, all these wonderful fathers, right? And I said this, I said, what's going to happen is you're going to tell yourself, you're going to forget because you're going to start dogging them like you're going to start doing that again. But I said, every time you say one nasty thing, say 3 great things right away to get it back on track, get yourself back on track, right? And what's going to happen is you're going to start seeing these men because you have affirmed it. You're looking for them because you told yourself you're looking for them. And she's like, well, they're probably going to be taken. I said, they are going to be taken. But you're going to start getting used to being in the presence of that type of man. And what's going to happen is he's going to be a good man and you're going to come with your good spirit. And he might invite you to a social event where other men like him are there. But you have to train yourself to want to find it, seek it out, start to get familiar with those characteristics that you actually want. And maybe the first 10 ain't going to be available, but you're going to get used to even being in the energy of that, and it will come. They will invite you if you have the energy that kind of man is attracted to. So I challenge people to that, but it always starts inside yourself. We get what
I make it a daily practice. Like I don't like that whole men ain't shit. Like the men that I have known in my life, and I can only speak from my experiences. I don't know the type of men who ain't shit. The men that I know take care of their families, take care of their households, take care of their children. So I could never buy into that narrative. That's one. And second, like I don't speak down to Black men specifically because that is my area. I don't speak harshly. I don't speak harshly to Black men. Even if they put me in a situation where I feel like maybe I have to defend myself or I do have to say something to them, my words always fall like feathers because I need you to hear me. That's one. If I'm rough and gruff, you're not even listening. But I'm going to say what I'm going to say. Even with that featherweight, it's still going to say what I said, but I make it a practice that I don't speak harshly to Black men. So that ain't shit. I'm not familiar. Like I know it's some men out here that got some difficulties, that got some challenges, but I don't pair myself with them.
I think it's interesting that Hectic, you said Sally Mae and been through the same carbon.
Sally Mae. Damn.
Well, I'm just saying, I'm just giving her a name. Like it don't matter.
Cool.
But it's also too like those situations. I feel like because of social media are now amplified. Like those are really like we think that they're 1 in 3 women when that's really 1 in 20,000 or something. These numbers, because social media and then what we click on and what is has the most likes is put to the front of our algorithm. They think that that's the most popular thing going on, but that's not even really what's happening in the real world. Like Joanne said, think about who's around you, what environment you are hanging around, what energy you are putting yourself around, how you are talking around people, how the population is around you. So if you're in a podunk town and there's only the population of men is 50 and you done ran through 10 of them,
37.
well, yeah, all the men in your area ain't nothing, I guess. You know what I mean? But like you said, if you start talking
that's
positively
20%.
and thinking, well, I'm just saying.
It's 20%.
Either way,
that's a large number of statistics.
Well, what I'm saying is the other percentage is probably her family or whatever. So you can't, you don't look, we ain't going to go down that one right there. We're not going to go down that aisle. But what I'm saying is like changing your mindset, changing your narrative changing how you think and how you talk about people changes your perspective, which changes how your world is around you. So if you go and, like you said, you surround yourself with those nurturing men, those strong men that take care of their family and everything, you're going to finally encounter somebody that's going to be, the same caliber of what you're wanting. I think it's interesting. We can't be sitting in our houses and going around the same environments talking about, I can't find no good man. Well, you're not in the presence. You're not cultivating yourself. While you're over here outwardly looking for the qualities, are you cultivating how to communicate, how to show up consistently in a relationship with somebody, how to, be vulnerable and open? You know what I mean? So like, are you ready for it? Are you even ready for it?
So Leia just said she has to take responsibility and realize that her picker is off. I would say the responsibility comes in the consequences, because if she's dated 10 carbon copies, maybe she's got pregnant by 5 of them, and now she got 5 babies. That's the responsibility in it. Like, until she is tired of that carbon copy, she won't do anything different. Like, yes, she has to take accountability.
I mean,
It
it's
may
just like
not
a
be
job.
for another, it may not be for another 7 men before she realized, like, oh shit, like,
And
I keep
how
doing the
sad,
same
I,
thing.
I
how
was there with
sad
you,
it
Joanne.
is.
I was there because I did
But
the
how
math in my
sad
head.
and pitiful it is that we see it in that hindsight. Like, dang, she gonna have like 14 kids before she get it.
I mean, but
That's her lesson to learn. That's her
yeah,
lesson to learn.
Blessing, though.
yeah.
14 children.
All right. And with that, we're going to our next segment because let me make sure I pick the right one.
Lord,
Hell, we like them thick, like a bowl of grits. First of all, you already know she don't give a fuck. Second, you can best believe she gonna talk her shit. And third, it's Freddie. Who the fuck knows where this about to go? But let's get into Celebrity Wire with Dunkosaurus Rex herself, the Foxy Freddie Montaco.
All right. Yes, it is Freddie Montaco. It is celebrity news. Y'all know I have the celebrity segment because I care so much about these celebrities. I don't. I'm going to give you half-ass facts because I don't give a shit about none of them. And I'm probably going to make a story up about them anyway because, like, who cares? I don't. So, look, this week in celebrity news, did y'all see? Well, first of all, let me back it up. Diddy got sentenced because I haven't been on the show for a couple of weeks because I was out and about, with the comedy thing. But Diddy got sentenced a couple weeks ago. I don't know how much time he did. I don't really care. 50 Cent was being a little petty, and he said he would stand in for Diddy in not the parties or nothing, but his appearances for whatever reasons, but not at the Diddy parties. But 50 Cent petty. Anyway, the next story is: did you guys hear that Drake, his defamation lawsuit against UMG over Kendrick Lamar's "Not Like Us" was dismissed? The judge said, yeah, any listener could definitely see this wasn't really about you, Drake. And a reasonable listener could not have concluded that "Not Like Us" was conveying objective facts about Drake, she ruled. So too bad. So Drake accused UMG of orchestrating a financial conspiracy by promoting Kendrick Lamar's music at the expense of his brand, making secret payments and reducing licensing offers to third parties to suppress Drake's value during contract talks. So too bad, so sad, Drake, he lost it. You want to go ahead and cry and make another album where you're going to do auto-tune, whatever. And other news, Nicki Minaj and Cardi B is arguing over what? I don't care. All I see is BBLs and booties and titties and fake teeth flying everywhere. I don't really care. I don't listen to neither one of their music too much. May the baddest bitch win and the BBLs don't spin. Okay. So my final, because we're on women and accountability, and it's a women's episode, and Hector got his knitted sweater, stute sweater on, whatever. We're going to talk about Ayesha Curry, because she had the internet erupting and on fire because she was vulnerable. See, it's just like men. When somebody is vulnerable, y'all just want to rug us through the mud. Like, I was just sharing a deep thought, and, I was being vulnerable with everybody. And now y'all just throwing me in the mud, and I now I ain't going to say shit to nobody no more. So whatever. But she got a lot of backlash because when she was on some internet show, I don't call her daddy, podcast where they talk about, I guess, daddy issues. Shit, I don't know, because I don't stay up on it. Anyway, she said, Ayesha Curry, quote, "After I got married, we found out we were pregnant with our daughters so quickly, I didn't have time to think about what I wanted anymore. So it's interesting. I spent my entire life trying to work towards something, and then it just kind of disappeared. I had to think twice." She said that because it was basically Ayesha Curry could easily divorce Steph and do all the hoopla while, whining and all of that good stuff. I don't know. That was somebody's comment. But she's basically saying that her life with Steph Curry had peaked so quickly and it moved so fast. First they get married, now she's pregnant, now she got some kids, and now she kind of lost her hopes and dreams within the marriage. And then men were like, oh, she can't be happy. She got everything in the world and she can't be happy. But I don't understand how some people, and it's not just men, some people don't understand that women lose themselves in their children and raising their children. First, they're expected to be absorbed in their husbands' lives, right? And this is just, I'm just ideology of American social construct. You're supposed to go and absorb yourself in your husband's life, and then you have some kids, and then you take care of the kids and you cater to those kids. But in the meantime, you're pregnant, you losing your bone density, you losing, some of your pelvic bone each time you have these kids, you're losing some of yourself a little bit. And, if you're very young and you have these kids and you have this relationship, then once these kids are grown and maybe you're divorced, then you're left with, who the fuck am I? Because now these kids, I don't have to change no butts and cater to nobody. And either your spouse or partner has either divorced you, went away, or has passed away, whatever. But now you're left with you and you've never been there before. So I completely, and it's not saying like I relate to that, but it's like, once your kids, those chapters of your life have already ran their cycle, you're left with like, wow, what am I going to do? And in Ayesha Curry's situation, her kids are now like maybe teenagers. So now she's having free time to herself. And she's like, well, Steph is out at practice. The kids are out doing something. Who am I uninterrupted? And so I have no problem with that. It's not like she said, I need to go divorce him and this whole entire relationship ain't shit and this money don't mean nothing. She's literally on a journey to figure out who she is while like her motherhood is dwindling out. You know what I mean? She's been the supportive wife. She's been the attentive mother. Like who is she now? So like, I do get what people saying, because like her comment before, like, I want some attention. She want a stalker. She's interesting and difficult, I guess. But at the same time, I need people to empathize with motherhood, right? And also fatherhood. I'm not just saying it's only women who lose themselves. There's fathers out here who possibly get real, involved in their children's lives. And then when the kids are gone and, it's an empty nest, they don't know what to do with themselves. So it's not just gender specific, but I feel like the focus is mainly on motherhood because the emphasis is always on the mother. As much as y'all act like it's not, it's always on the mother. You got some fucked up kids, it's their mother's fault because she couldn't keep their daddy in the house. What? Well, and I do want to say I am about to put this accountability out here. It is my fault that society is breaking down because I am a Black single mother and I could not keep a Black man in my household. So it is my fault that we are all on food stamps. It is my fault that women shake their asses. It is my fault. I am a Black single woman and I didn't know how to raise my Black son and my Black daughter. And the fucked up part of society is all my fault. That's my accountability speech. I'm not tap dancing right now. I'm saying it very direct. It is Freddie Simone's fault that the Black society family construct is breaking down. I'm done.
Well, I'm glad you brought this conversation up. I don't think it's, and I don't know. I could just say how I looked at it, right? Appearance and perception. I think a lot of the perception is based off of, like, they might be like, girl, how your day going? Oh, I didn't want to be married, but, this thing kind of happened and, blah, blah, blah. I think that's where people are going with that, is because it's like, no one would ask you specifically, hey, are you, like, they didn't ask, hey, you happy with your marriage? Or did you want kids? Maybe they asked if she wanted kids. I don't know, whatever. And she used to be a Disney star too. So she had her own, like, kind of career before that. And I could understand sacrificing your dreams for the betterment of the main, right? Which Steph Curry that's the main moneymaker. I could see that. But I'm sure at no time did he say, babe, just stay barefoot and pregnant and watch these kids. You know what I mean?
Kind of ask her. Did they even talk about her dreams? Did she bring them up? That's what I'm saying. Like, was the earnest on her to bring it up? Did she even bring it up to him? Did he even know?
And I would say sometimes, and I will say because most men are oblivious to everything. Hey, we sometimes go in autopilot. Okay, hey, I gotta go to the gym. Why? I gotta go make these money. Why? I gotta go and sign these Under Armour shoes. I gotta do.
But why do we gotta be the one responsible for multitasking and thinking about everything? That's accountability right there. How you just said I can't be. I'm just focused.
I didn't say that.
My bad.
I never said that. But what I'm saying is that men are oblivious. That's accountability. Men are oblivious to sometimes, no one's hurt, no one died, no one's injured. Oh, okay, life is good, and we keep on moving. We keep on moving. Now, could he, has he, did he? We don't know. He might have said, babe, like, damn, why don't you, find a hobby? Why don't you, go and do this? Why don't you go do that?
And who shows up for soccer practice? Who shows up for tennis? Who shows up for ballet? Steph can't do it.
Jesus Christ. Like,
I'm asking
I
questions.
Understand. But we asking questions we don't know. You're asking questions I can't realistically say, maybe they just sitting with the nanny. But what I am saying is we don't know if they had that discussion. We don't know if he brought it up. We don't know if she brought it up. And he was like, nah, stay barefoot and pregnant. We don't know. But he hasn't gone on TV shows and be like, she wasn't my first choice.
That's because he doesn't have time. He has to go practice. He's the moneymaker.
But he hasn't gone on and said, when she came up pregnant, I was like, oh, my life is over. What I'm saying is,
I said, but his life wasn't over. She did have to take a pause on her life and dreams, her goals. She did.
But we also don't know if that was the agreement.
Right.
So we don't know if they said, hey, baby, I got everything. Just, hey, over here, you got this for a little amount. And then when they get a certain age, it's on you. Because he's at the end of his tenure anyways. he's coming up on retirement. You see what I'm saying? We just don't know, but he's not. What I'm saying is appearance and perception. He's not going on TV shows like, I had a better one before her. She was just.
That's because Steph Curry is a very private person. He's
That's the point.
No, but that's his personality. Maybe they haven't had that discussion of we need to be private in our relationship and not bring that out there, but they're part of a whole reality show, so I doubt that.
Right. First off, this is not the first conversation that she's had with someone in an interview where she expressed herself. I don't think either time it came across as her complaining about her life and the way that it was set up. It did come across as a woman, like I can't remember, one of you all said it. It comes a time, like after those children are raised and reared,
you're transitioning to something,
and you got to figure that part out. So what I saw in that interview was a woman who was questioning for her, what is next? And that ain't have shit to do with that. Shit ain't had nothing.
Right or wrong?
Yes.
And let's be honest, because we talk about mental health and we talk about all these things. If you're having a mental health situation, the best thing to do is go and
why are you looking at that as mental health versus a conversation with somebody who was interviewing her?
I'm just saying, if you're thinking about life, life coach, whoever in that profession where they could guide you on what's next. Because like you said, maybe she's looking at what's next for me. So what's my next step?
Do you know people that they don't therapy in the therapy? Like there is an amount of time before a person makes their first appointment that they have had hundreds of conversations with all kinds of people, their parents, their grandparents, their girlfriends, and somebody in their head might be saying like, girl, I'm not qualified for this conversation. You might want to go to therapy. However, we have, and this is we people as humans, men and women, we will have 100 conversations before we make the first therapy appointment. Maybe this was one of those conversations for why couldn't it just be a conversation? That's what.
So can I say this? We as society and people shy away from difficult conversations, even though those difficult conversations can build our resiliency. You know what I'm saying? And our understanding of certain situations and ourselves. It makes ourselves more self-aware, and it grows our empathy. So because we can connect with other people through those understanding moments of those difficult conversations, right? First of all. Secondly, is Aisha and Steph Curry not already an entity, right? They're an entity. So if we go and listen to her shocking words and then go visit her page, are they not getting paid through her social medias? So also in the mindset of capitalistic America and marketing, maybe this is just a fucking ploy and we all walking right into it. And it doesn't even fucking matter because that's their marriage and their household and they motherfucking kids, and nobody over there that's making 1,000 billion figures is paying any of our bills for us to pay attention to them.
Joanne, you've been sitting quiet. I didn't see you. I've been seeing you smile and chuckle.
It's just, I just think it's interesting. Like, one, we pay attention to it, and two, that's they shit. I don't care.
I didn't hear the interview, but it doesn't. Me
neither. Me neither.
I don't know, but it doesn't sound very controversial because it's just like what it sounds like is she just entering into a new stage of her life. Like my whole thing is when my youngest turned 10, that opens the doors for me to endless possibilities because now I'm not in that space anymore. But that was 20 years of my life. My oldest is 22. So I'm talking about 20 years I've been momming hardcore on the forefront of my life. like 20 whole years. And my youngest just turned 11. So it's like, now I'm here, going on 50. I'm here now. And this young bucks in their early 20s doing what I'm doing right here, right now. But the only difference is I have all my life lessons. I done been through all my developmental stages. Spiritually speaking, I done lived fully in every chakra. You know what I mean? So I'm out of that cycle and I'm actually ready. So, when she come in her goals and she figures it out, she'll be ready because she ain't just been sitting there with them children. She also been in her mind. If she felt like that, she had a lot of tears in between too, because it is something serious to lose yourself in a marriage, in a man, in your children, in your responsibilities, and being an accountable mother, being an accountable daughter, sister, all of the roles that we play as a woman is so long before we even get to ourselves without being called selfish.
Yes.
That,
I don't think anyone's really called us selfish.
Oh
Like,
no, she's called a lot of things when she started wanting things for herself. And selfish is one of the nicer ones.
No, they say envious of the spotlight. But let me ask you this, Joanne. So
Nothing wrong with that either. It's nothing wrong with her being envious of that either. Even, and I'm not saying it because she might not have started out that way. But when you get to be shrunk so small, no matter, and you're the driving force behind a lot of the success, most of the success, to not be acknowledged, to not have a name in it. She's the wife. Her name, I don't know what Aisha is, So when you shrunk so small, she might not have started out that way. She might have started out on a pedestal.
Let me ask you this.
And I'm gonna put it to you like this, Hectic.
Hold on, wait. Hold on 1 second. Now, I don't know your situation. Now, would you bypass your husband with your grievances?
You don't think she ever had those conversations with him?
I'm just asking a question. Can I ask a question?
You can. I'm sorry, because you get on my nerves sometimes.
Yeah, I'm just asking a question.
I wouldn't intentionally bypass him, but maybe he's not listening or valuing what I'm going through. And so a lot of times we do cry to the world because sometimes we just need some empathy. And if you got to the point where you're crying to the world, the people who can actually change the situation must have ignored those cries. But even if they have to wait to hear it from the world, they hear it now. And if the love is there, now it's time to start putting some concrete action into place. If you're the head, you're the lead, you're the man, the husband, he has to protect her in those emotions that even if he's just finding that out now, he has to address that. That's being accountable for him too. So, yeah.
But it's also, and I hear all your points, and I'm not discrediting anything.
I was about to say something, but you said, hold on. So I don't know what the fuck I was going to say no more.
I'm not discrediting.
It was an accountable ass statement.
I know
that I wasn't going to tap dance around either, but I forgot it.
I know it was.
How are we just assuming on both sides that stuff hasn't already been done?
Can I ask you why we are assuming? Because we all asses. Why we keep assuming what we know is going on in their relationship? Why don't we just duck out and leave it alone? Because how do we know they already didn't have this conversation and said, hey, babe, I'm about to go on this podcast and we're going to talk about this just to give you a heads up. Yeah, we talked about that last week. Or how do we know that for real, Aisha Curry has already been doing things behind the scenes? It's just not exactly what she wanted to do, but she's doing other stuff. And then who's to know that, like you said, Joanne, she's shrunk down a little bit because, all they see is Steph Curry on the field. Or on the court, on the field. Shit. Well, he be scoring them bucket downs things. But But no, like, he's scoring the points. They see the kids, with the bloopers on TV. They see her, she pretty for a second. But you know what I mean? She's shrunken to where he might be automatic mode, like you said, hectic. Automatic mode. I gotta go to practice. I'm doing this. I gotta make the bread. I ain't worried about you. Hey, I sent your flowers. Did you get them? Okay, they roses. Like every other bitch get roses. You happy with that? All right, goodbye. You know what I'm saying? No, thank you for picking up the kids, babe. Or you know what I mean? So we don't fucking know exactly what's going on in and out of their relationship. So like, fuck them. Why are we paying attention to them?
So somebody just said all of these points are so valid, but it's hard for me when these people are millionaires. Like why?
That too. Like
Why?
it's hard.
So, but there's a whole point to everything we've been talking about, right? Because just because these are millionaires, we know each one of us can have an individual business right now, whatever that business is, and people that are closest to us will bounce over us to go buy from these same millionaires. Perception and reality is what it is. So now you have someone who appears to have everything that most of us would even want a percentage of. And it's appearing that they're not happy, they're not this, they're not that. And we've heard of celebrities that we thought were the happiest that could ever be that did stuff to themselves, and we're like, damn, we didn't know. Like, you made us laugh all these years, and we didn't understand the pain and the trauma and all these things that you're going through. However, perception is reality. Regardless of how deep we want to dive into people's lives and all this, when the age of social media being what the age of social media is, monkey see, monkey motherfucking do. So now you're having all these people look at this image because 5 years ago, we thought they had the perfect marriage because stuff like my wife, blah, blah, all these grandioso things. I'm just, y'all keep shaking your head. I'm just making an example.
I'm listening to you, Hectic. We listening. Keep fucking talking. Ain't nobody stopped you.
I need to interject. If you put 30 women in a room right now, 30 women with children, don't even go as far as the marriages, 30 women with children in a room right now and said to them, did you ever see your life being what it is now? 27 of those women will tell you, like, I never intended on having children.
But y'all are assuming that we are diminishing.
That's
on
what
this
it
show.
Feels like.
It's not. I am giving y'all, see, and this is the problem with accountability, and this is the problem when we start to talk about gender roles. A man's going to see something a certain way. Y'all going to see something else. It's totally so. I have yet to even bring up the kids. Y'all keep going back to the kids. I am just talking about what is being shown. That's it. I'm not saying fuck them kids, but y'all keep circling back to that because that is y'all's life experiences. And most people are going to argue the point of their life experience. I haven't had kids. Thank y'all for bringing in life. I'm not diminishing that at all. At all. But what I'm saying is
what we
you have masses of people that are look at Will and Jada. We thought Will and Jada had the perfect marriage.
No, we didn't.
Can I stop right here? I will interject.
I'm talking about most people. I'm talking about most people.
Again, I'm going to interject. It goes back to what Tasha was saying. People fucking think for yourself. Stop thinking that these idolized people are the end all tell all to relationships. You said people thinking, I want that Will and Jada. I don't want nothing that anybody else has. I want to cultivate my own shit. Honestly, I don't want anybody else's. I don't even want my grandparents' framework of a relationship. Hell, God.
I understand that y'all are free thinkers. Who knows? Most of the world is not.
I can't help them motherfuckers. Let them go head off a cliff with their dumb asses.
No.
But we say that, and then we talk community.
No, yeah.
I tried. They don't listen. They don't
I'm just
listen. So I
saying.
can't help
I'm
the
just
ones that
saying.
don't
There's
listen.
we often say we don't give a fuck about them, but then in the same breath, be like, oh, we need to come together. We need to commune because look
So
at how
this
the
is-
people are treating us and look
this
at
is
how they
what we
look at us.
doing.
But what I'm saying is, just because the small masses don't look at people in the light that y'all don't want them to look at, doesn't mean the majority does not. This is the problem with social media. This is the problem with everything that we're talking about with accountability. I get it. All of us are individual thinkers. We do what the fuck we want to do. Great. There's so many people that are plugged into the matrix that can't fucking breathe without fucking Instagram telling them to breathe.
I agree with that. I can agree with that, and I'm gonna ride with
So-
you on that one.
Is it my responsibility to be the Morpheus?
I never
Because-
said that.
It's
And-
our
no, I'm just asking.
It is.
To what degree can I be the Temu Morpheus? Do I gotta be the Supreme Morpheus? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I only got a little bit of knowledge and I can only see so many people.
I'm
You feel
quick
me?
to I'm like I said, people that know me know I'm quick to cut people off. Right? However, it's not like I'm walking through life with blinders, not seeing what the fuck is happening. Everything that's going on social media, TV, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, whatever the fuck that we congest media from is slightly micro programming us to be whatever it is that they want us to be. And unfortunately, the large masses are dumbing themselves. Look at the music. The music is 1 minute and 30 seconds now. That's a whole song.
That's
I couldn't
crazy.
do it.
That's crazy.
That's a whole song versus
I
I'm listening to
literally
Old
was
My
like, where's
Deep
the rest of it? Where's the rest of this song?
versus I'm listening to Old My Deep. That's 5 minutes, 5 strong minutes. But the problem, so the thing is, the 1 minute and 30-second song is making us so. How many times do we just sit on the phone and just scroll mindlessly, and then, damn, 30 minutes just went by, an hour just went by. They are programming us, whether we accept it or not. It is happening. We talk openly. Next thing you know, we get advertisements on our phones. It is a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
When people see these celebrities, regardless of how we feel about them, when they see these celebrities having everyday problems, they're like, well, damn, you got millions of dollars. I thought y'all would be riding off in the sunset, going on these trips and doing all these other
people
things.
Think money is the solving of all fucking problems. That's
so it's good
that's
that they
the
get to see
mindset.
that.
Like,
it's good that they get to see that they have problems too. It's good that they get to see that.
Right.
Like, money don't solve problems at
Right.
all. Well, some.
It solved mine right now.
You know what? I just think that the way that men went in on Mrs. Curry.
You can't say all men. Like, or I mean, I'm not saying that you said all men, because there were some women too. There's some women too. I read the comments. Oh,
I didn't
girl,
even.
if I had your
only
man,
saw the.
if I had your man, I would have been happy. You know what I mean? So I get it.
I think that woman is allowed to have a moment. I think that woman is allowed to be emotional. I think she is allowed to, whether in private or public, mourn, grieve what was, to give birth to something else, because eventually she will have to give birth to something else. Not that something else that depends on her, but something else that feeds her. And she should be allowed to have that conversation on a forum where she is being interviewed. She just should be. I don't think it took anything away from Steph. She never said that he was a bad husband, that he didn't take care of her, that he didn't take care of the kids.
She did,
like,
right.
She never said it. She never took anything away from him. And I think that, like you said, the internet just went wild with something that was just a simple conversation.
like you said, it wasn't the first time. I think the first time people were like, kind of moved up. Multiple times, then it's like, all right, what's going on? You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But like you said, none of our business. I slept
That
the
was
same
like
way I
10
sleep
years
every
ago
night
when
with my CPAP and on my stomach. So
I don't know.
all right, last question, then we get the fuck up out of here.
Let's do it.
Do we want equality or convenience? And which part of tradition or the part of tradition that
that's
benefits
like 4
us directly?
questions.
I
That's
know
4
it's
questions,
one,
not
which,
just one.
hey, I'm the host. It's all in one.
Say it again. Do you want quality or convenience?
Do you want equality or convenience? Or the parts of tradition that benefits you?
I think it asks
Or.
questions.
So, do you want equality or convenience?
Or.
So there's
the
another
tradition.
So
or.
it's three choices.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
Equality,
Answer it how
convenience.
y'all feel.
Equality,
Because some
convenience.
people,
Well, let me
people
get
be
my
like,
tap
oh,
dancing shoes on.
some people be like, oh, I want a super freak, but you know, my dinner better be ready at 6 p.m. every day.
Every day.
So
I'm just
for
saying.
me, I want the traditional, I want the parts of the traditional scenario that benefits me. But the thing is, the part of a traditional relationship that benefits me brings out that the optimal role that I would play in that too, though. But so
Okay.
it would be a reciprocated exchange. But in order for me to be the best person in that role, I prefer that, because nothing's equal. Nothing's equal in a man-woman union. So, but when we both know what part we're supposed to show up and what we're supposed to be doing, then we can both fully step in and play that position. You know what I mean? And then, but so I'm traditional. I prefer the traditional route. I don't know what that means, equality. I don't know, Reverend.
I don't even want to do that shit.
I don't even know. And inconvenience, I don't know what that is either. So, because you got to give something to get something. So,
Well,
I don't know what that is. But
yeah, I mean, that's what the term partnership or partner means. You know,
right.
it's a give and take.
So
But
for
some
me,
people,
I'm big on gender roles. I'm big on
okay,
tradition.
okay.
So I don't care if my man want to babysit and wash the damn dishes. That's not a plus for me. That might be a plus for some women.
Okay.
No,
Okay.
that's not for me. So
Yeah.
I get it, so but it comes down to your but also your personal strength. I know women that, but not that she had bad men, but she just a tenacious go-getter, and she has never met a man match that like that, the energy that she brings to the world, right? So if she don't cook and clean, she got 3 businesses, and I don't know a woman make more money than I don't know a man making what she making. Move how she moves.
If it was
But that's I don't want to be the breadwinner.
Yeah,
I don't.
Okay.
So
I'm
I
not
don't
Nothing
mind.
wrong. Bring up.
But
I'm sorry.
because in truth, in this time in my life, how I see myself is starting to change. And just like her, when you get a certain age, you get a certain developmental stage, when you master the last thing, whether it's parenting or whatever, you start to develop and learn different things, learn your new position as you grow. Because I don't have to do the same things if all my children are independent now and don't need me, or moving out, went to college. So, but yeah, I'm big on a traditional role. I want to be a woman, act like a woman, and I know that there is a thing.
Y'all already know my answer. Where'd your win see it?
Yeah.
Where'd your win see it? Y'all know I'm not looking to be strong. I don't want to be no strong black woman.
I don't want 50-50 nothing.
That's not my ministry.
Right.
So I just don't understand, like, I get the traditional roles, but the convenience is there's never, when you think about convenience, that's never a good thing, because think about a convenience store. You're paying more and getting less because you just wanted it quickly.
Right,
you wanted an instant gratification thing. So I don't ever want anything for convenience, right? The equality, just talk to me like I am your equal. You know what I mean? Just don't talk down to me. If that's what we mean, equality, don't talk like I don't want to be busting up concrete with you, nigga. Like that's different.
No, I'm not gonna do
you know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm not. While I can, if I have to do it by myself, if there's no other resource around me, if I have to bust up some concrete, I will. But don't think that, like, you know what I'm saying? If you're sitting there with me, you not about to do it. You know what I mean? That's all. Like, traditional roles, yeah, but like talk to me like I am your equal, and don't think like, because you are the male, you automatically have superiority rule over shit. You know what I mean? So that's when some people get misdirected when you say traditional roles. They think automatically I'm the man, I'm the leader, so that's what it is. And that when I put my foot down, that's what it is. But if that man ain't financially savvy, we might be evicted. And because, you know what I'm saying, now I'm like, oh, well, that's his role, so let me sit down and shut up. And that for me, I'm not saying that that's everybody's thing, but we got to be. But like you said, in the traditional role, we're going to rise up to those roles anyway. So I don't know. That's a hard thing for me. Maybe I'm tap dancing like Ross said, but bring Ross comments that he brought back up, because I didn't see them. Traditional woman stayed at home and not complained about it. But for 30 minutes, y'all said, what? But traditional women got the right to say what they got when they at home. The traditional woman can be bored and be like, damn, I'm tired of cleaning these motherfucking floors. I'm tired of, now my kids is grown and my husband is retired, and now I don't know what to do with myself. Like, that it still applies to the traditional woman and Aisha Curry. So I don't understand what Ross saying, but maybe I'm still tap dancing. Maybe I need to take my tap dance shoes off and put my ballet shoes on, or maybe my stomp, so I could step right.
You crunking?
I don't know.
You crunking?
I'm not sure. I am not sure why we haven't blocked Raw yet, but
I don't get it.
Neither here nor there.
If you can tune in, you should be here then. Like, why are you letting sweater vest
I told him. I told him. I told him to stay home. I told him to stay home.
Oh, so okay, stripy sweater vest is in charge. You hear that, Raw?
I told you, I'm big boss.
He's the host.
I'm big boss over here.
He's the host.
No, I mean, I don't care.
See, that's the point. We try to be accountable. Y'all still don't even care. It don't even matter what we do.
I mean, no, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is, for me personally, I don't need a traditional. Well, yeah, I don't really deal in traditions.
No, you do not.
You want convenience, because you said equality. You don't want no motherfucking equality. You said traditional roles. You don't want that one. So the only one left is convenience.
Wait. How do you know what I want? I treat all.
You got that. You got that sweater stripy thing on today. I know what you want, Hectic. I know what
I'm not a convenient person. I went through my convenience. I could get convenience.
You said you're not looking for love with,
No.
So is it equality?
Hold on, wait. Go ahead. You ready?
Yeah.
Because I'm building. I'm building for me. So love is the last thing that is on my mind. Now, if someone steps in and she brings elevation to my life, and if she brings evolution to my life, then hey, it is what it is. But right now,
all right, Gregory Hines, that was tapping. Right now, we talking about right now. If she was right there, you gave us. We didn't tap dance. We gave you.
I didn't tap dance either. You asked me a question. You said about love, and I told you why I'm not looking for love.
Ain't nobody. Okay. Is we wrapping
I
up
told
this
you why
damn
I'm not
thing
looking
with
for love.
sweater vest?
I told you why I wasn't looking for love. But see,
I
this is the
really
thing.
enjoyed
Like
this show. I did.
I
when I
enjoyed it as
speak,
well. Thank you
when
so
I
much for
speak, y'all
being
don't want
with
to
the
listen,
show, and
but I listen to
this is
y'all.
awesome.
You
He
know,
can't take
this
Thank
You
y'all.
were a
accountability
great,
about him tap
you were a
dancing
great
around that
listener,
question
Thank you.
because
It
there's
was
only
great.
three. There was only three options he gave
right.
us. He said a
Three.
or, but he said well, none of them, because right now,
I ain't say none
because
of
I
them.
call people
You
on the
said
phone and
about
tell them.
love. I talked about love. Why I'm not looking for love. I spoke on that. Like I said before, you brought up love. I don't
Okay,
necessarily do tradition.
relationship.
Ooh.
Relationship.
I'm
So
ready
why
for
have a
this, Steve.
relationship full of no love? But go
Because
ahead, keep
because
going.
what I'm looking for, I haven't found.
Okay,
Is it
keep
out
tap
there?
dancing
Is it
as
out
we tap
there?
dance on out of this show
I don't
right
know if it's out
now.
there. I don't know if it's
Let's
out
keep.
there. But what I'm looking for, I haven't found.
I
So
hope we
that's
can
why
synchronize our
I'm
tap
doing mine.
dances together, Hectic, to
I'm good
tap
at
on
it.
out of this
I can
show.
actually dance. I'm well versed. Caribbean blood, my hips move well.
I could
Here
tell
we
with that
go.
sweater. I
Here
could
we
tell
go.
with
Here
that
we
sweater.
go. Here we
All
go.
right.
Joanne,
All right.
Joanne,
Go
thank
ahead
you so
and
much for joining us.
tell the people who you are, what you do. And
Okay.
thank you for joining. I
Yeah.
know you were a guest of another co-host,
Yes.
but
Thank you.
thank you for showing up and doing your thing. It was very pleasurable. So go ahead and
Okay.
have your moment.
Okay, I'm Joanne Brooks. Joanne Horton Brooks on Facebook. Brooks Organics on Instagram, and Mystic Mabel on TikTok. I do a lot of things. I'm a wellness coach. I didn't get started at my practice yet because I just left my job this year. So just getting on my dream path, my purpose. So I'm very spiritually driven. Hence I have three different platforms. But I make soaps, butters. I do all kinds of wellness protocols. I healed myself of Graves' disease and a lot of different things. So there it is.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I'm doing this full time. So this is like my first podcast, first panel. So I thank y'all for having me on here. It was very,
No, hey,
it's this my
we
speed. I like this. I like this vibe.
we
So
couldn't
thank
tell
you.
you bobbed and weaved with the best of them.
Thank you.
He's just a hater. He's just a hater.
Yeah. So
I gotta
thank
be a
you.
hater. Y'all gotta stop this. We
Shout
got
out to
guests
my
in the
girl
building.
Iona who invited me. Thank y'all.
Yes, 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 yes.
Yes. Well, I am Columbus's own. I'm Freddie Simone. I'm
Yeah.
talking shit on the microphone. Um, my next show coming up, I believe, is later on this month. I gotta look at my calendar. I'm not quite sure. Booked and busy. I'm sorry, booked and taking care of business, staying blessed for sure. But I do know for sure November 7th up at the attic, I'll be back on the second edition of Doing the Most with Karen Marie. In the meantime, let's see. I'll be here on Enlightened Idiot. Meanwhile, I'm trying to pick some colors for my house. I
I
don't know. I
see.
can't make decisions. This is probably why I'm not in a relationship. I don't know how to make decisions and really commit to something. So that's something I'm working
Ooh,
on. But look,
that sounds
follow me
familiar.
at Facebook. Leave that alone, Hectic. I'm taking accountability. I just said what I said. That's accountability right there. So follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Freddie Simone, Freddie.Simone. I'm everywhere and nowhere, but definitely if you in Columbus, check me out. If you're in a different city, book me so I can come to your city and tell some jokes too. Haha. That's it. That's all I got.
I am Rhythm and Blues
You can't
co-creator.
tell with your name.
Please don't interrupt me, Hectic. Thank you. Not very accountable of you. I am Rhythm and Blues co-creator of Ashes and Influence, upcoming podcast that's going to be on your YouTube network. If you haven't followed me, go ahead and follow me. Ashes and influence. I'm actually going to be doing some things this week for Ashes in Influence, shooting a promo video, maybe carrying out my very first interview. I am on all of the socials. You just got to find me. Some places I'm Rhythm and Blues, some places I'm my name, my real name, but most places Rhythm and Blues. TikTok, Instagram, I believe. And then I'm here. You can catch me here most Saturday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm out of here. Y'all know I get sleepy around about 10:45, so.
I get sleepy. So I'll say my little speech and then we get the hell up out of here. I have a couple stuff going on. This fall is very busy. Well, busy-ish. You see how I did that? You see ish?
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
I'm busy-ish. The end of this month, I will not be on the show. I have 2 events going on. I have one Mask and Mingle at this studio here in Houston. They've asked me to come and be a photographer for that event, so I'll be doing that. And then the following week, I'll be where Bone's from, and I'll be up there shooting and doing photos and some other stuff up that way. I might go see the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think that's where it's at. I might be a little tourist for a little minute. And then I am wrapping up my show. This month will be the last month for Whatever by Hectic, which is my podcast on the HD Nation Network. I'll be taking a little break and then bringing it into New Year's and, doing it all over again. I feel it is important to take breaks and refresh and, let some creative juices inspire me or aspire me to do other things. I am a man with many different talents. And then in the midst of that, I'll be making stuff for Beyond Pixel. I'll be designing my first snake enclosure, so I'm happy about doing that. And then you could catch me here as well for most nights on the Enlightened Idiots. And remember, tune in every Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we what are we timing out? You have something to say?
Go ahead. No, I was just gonna say, you know what? It's just really funny how this is the one episode. Most of the time, it's at the end. He be like, "Hey, I'm hectic. I'll take pictures. I'm out, y'all." It'd be real depressing, but he got this sweater that matched the glasses, and he giving us his whole rendition of everything in life he done did. And I'm doing some pixel shoots, and I'm just be quiet now though. But I notice I see.
You ain't like the Billy D? You ain't like the okay? I got you. The Colt 45. But yeah, we're doing a lot of stuff. You see, we are people that could have not the same mindset, but we could have a healthy discussion.
Yes.
And that's why I wanted to host this show, because I wanted to hear from my lovely ladies of how they felt about accountability and all that stuff.
Remember last time you hosted a show?
I know we lost some people.
Had some casualties.
I had to be mindful of that.
Thank you, Dion. Sorry.
And put our best foot forward. So, if y'all ever have any topics and stuff that y'all want us to talk about, just hit us up, and maybe you'll be the lucky person that we have this discussion built around. Who knows? Because we're running out of ideas, people. Not really, but sounds great.
The lucky person.
And with that, we're out of here.
Deuces.
Peace out.
See y'all next week.
Hold on, I gotta find the right one. I don't know the right one.
Oh my gosh.
See, the host.
You're supposed to be all studious in that sweater and glasses. You're supposed to be on it.
Get us out of here.
I don't know.
Studious sweater. Come on, studious.
We're still on.